It's just a really lovely day and I'm keen to get out on the water. But before I do that, I've got to sort the sail out. My last sail, which was just a few days ago, was pretty lively and windy, and I had 3 reefs in the sail. So I've just got to shake the reefs out before I head out on the water. And in fact, I am in the habit of always hoisting the sail before I launch the boat, just to check everything's all right, make sure that nothing's twisted or tangled, and to make sure it'll go up all right once I hoist it, once I'm out on the water. When I drop it back down, I put a few sail ties around it and keep the end of the boom hoisted up on the topping lift, just to make sure that when I do hoist the sail back up, the reefing lines of the main sheet won't catch on anything inside the boat like the cleats or the tiller. And then once that's all done, it's time for me to get myself sorted for launching. So I always wear ordinary agricultural gumboots for sailing, and I find they're ideal. They're high enough that I don't get wet feet when I'm launching, and provided they don't have black soles that will mark the inside of the boat, they're absolutely brilliant. It just so happened that Catherine and Max were in town as well, and they came down to wave me off. Alas, Max had to go for a visit to the vet, which he hates, but he seems to have recovered from the trauma already. The calm conditions today make it really easy for sculling out of the harbour today, and Catherine's up at the harbour mouth and she's taking these shots as I head out. And as I slowly drift out, down below the water I can see a large trout just cruising along quietly beneath the boat. So once we're out and underway and everything's squared away, I sit down, and provided it's not wet or windy, I take my gumboots off and stow them away, and I like to sail in my socks. I know this might seem a little bit eccentric, but I find it really comfortable and there's only me to see. And there are some people that have said that if you fall in wearing gumboots you'll sink like a stone, but provided they're not a tight fit, they'll fall off very easily and sink to the bottom, so I think they're a great option for sailing. Tilly always does really well in these really calm, sort of ghosting conditions, and she usually gets along really nicely. So it's not long before we've made a bit of distance out into the lake. And it's easy to see that we are moving, albeit slowly, because this time of year, late in the season, the lake gets covered in thistledown, and it provides a good indication of just a little bit of speed that we are doing. I've had quite a few comments and messages from people asking if I could do a bit of a video about the setup on Tilly, how I've organised her for sailing. And while I'm sitting here having a nice cup of tea, it occurs to me this might be an ideal time to get on with that. Over time, I've changed things quite a lot since I started sailing Tilly, and there's quite a few empty screw holes in and around the boat where I've shifted fittings around. And I'm getting to the point where I'm reasonably satisfied with how she is at the moment. So I guess I'll start at the stern of the boat and work forward. And starting with the main sheet, and the main sheet runs on a rope bridle that's attached to the two quarter knees either side. There's a three-part purchase down at the aft end, and it runs along underneath the boom through a turning block and down to a block and a cam cleat just on the aft end of the centerboard box. The one thing I've added, which has been a real game changer for me, is adding a ratchet block, and that really takes the strain on windy days and stops me getting sore shoulders. The tiller is pretty standard. I love the helm impeder. I think it's a wonderful innovation. And there's a couple of lines, one to pull up the rudder blade and one to pull it down. And I've recently invested in one of those very clever cleats that release if the tip of the rudder blade touches ground. I think it's a great thing and it gives great peace of mind. There is a huge amount of storage on the boat. To get into the aft locker, I need to take the tiller out, and the aft locker is cavernous, and in it I've got my dry suit and some spare clothing, tools and first aid kit. But it's also where the battery lives. So the battery here powers the automatic electric bilge pump, and I've also got USB charging from it as well. I am no electrician, but somehow I seem to have managed to wire it up successfully. On the starboard side is the manual bilge pump that discharges out just underneath the gunnel, just above, and the suction for that is down the bilges next to the keel, and there's an anchor there just to sit on top to make sure it stays down. On the port side, much the same, the electric pumps down there, and both pumps share the same discharge out on the starboard side. The black control line controls the centerboard up and down. It's kept tight with a bungee down at the stern, and on either side of the top of the centerboard there is a block, so there's a 2-to-1 purchase on each side at either end. And I find this works fine even if it's a bit windy and there's pressure on the centerboard. There is a cleat down on the aft end of the centerboard case there. I don't use that when I'm sailing, but it's useful to keep the board up when I'm pulling the boat up on the trailer. And strangely enough, this is the very same system I used on the centerboard on the first boat that I built all on my own when I was a teenager, which was a Phantom single-handed dinghy, just a wonderful fast boat. I've made up pockets that go along either side of the cockpit area for all sorts of things like the radio, cell phone, and sunscreen, sunglasses, rope ends, sail ties, all that sort of thing. The yellow container is a bailer. These lines are foot ropes. The idea is that if I find myself in the water, I can stretch these out, pull them over the side, and put my foot in them to get back in the boat. And I've put fair leads all the way along underneath the gunnel, so these run through fair leads and with a bungee at either end. The downhaul for the mainsail runs along the port side of the centerboard box, and further outboard is the topping lift for the sail. The yellow line is the downhaul, and that's on a bridle that runs down to the bulkhead either side low down, and to the left of that is the topping lift again. I spent a bit of time playing around with the fore and aft position of the downhaul on the boom, and for me I've settled down with it. It seems to suit it being right up next to the mast. These lockers under the bottom boards, this one has my lunch in it and tea and coffee stuff and some snacks, and also this fisherman anchor, which is on quite a short length of line, but it's really quick and easy to drop over the side, so I use that for a quick stop in shallow water. Inboard of that is a decent length of anchor warp and about 5 meters of chain and small anchor on the end of that. Over on the port side is the same again, and my main anchor is here, which is a 6 kilo folding anchor, again with a really good length of warp and a good length of chain. And another locker under the bottom boards on this side as well. All of these hatches are really well secured shut when I'm sailing. This is the forward buoyancy tank on the starboard side, and plenty of storage in here. I'm gradually getting the boat sorted so that I can go overnight camping on board. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm just testing out to see how much I can fit in. But this will most likely be food storage either side here. And between the two buoyancy tanks up forward is where I keep the little outboard motor and the outboard bracket. So with the outboard and the anchors and the chain and all the rope and all the bits and pieces down below the bottom boards, down the bilges of the boat, it gives me quite a bit of ballast, quite a bit of weight right down in the center of the boat. I certainly don't need much in the way of ballast today, but while I've been filming this, a nice little breeze has started to spring up, and it gives me enough wind to have a really lovely sail to head on back the long way. As always, I just really love the chuckling sound that Tilly makes with the clinker hull in these calm conditions as she starts to pick up a bit of speed. The two sails you can see there is the historic vessel, the Faith, up alongside the wharf. She does trips out on the lake, and I was skipper aboard the Faith for a couple of seasons before I took myself out of service to build Tilly. And it's great to see the Faith out on the water now and again, and to sometimes be able to cross tacks with her. It's been just a lovely day to be out afloat in a little boat, I've really enjoyed myself. So thank you for watching, and please feel free to leave any comments.